If one more person tells you to exercise your way to energy, I want you to ignore them. But I also want you to ignore the people saying, just get some rest. Because here is the brutal truth. You can lie on the sofa for a week and still be exhausted. We all know this, don't we? Why? Because for neurodivergent women in perimenopause, burnout isn't just about having an empty battery, it's about having a dysfunctional one. Your mitochondria, your cell's energy centers, have likely entered the cell danger response. They have switched off to protect you. Resting doesn't flip that switch back on. You cannot recharge a battery that has disconnected itself. Hello, I'm Hannah Anstey, and I help late discovered neurodivergent women with all aspects of their lives as a life coach and a business coach. And I have recently retrained in metabolic health. And this was due to my own experiences with chronic fatigue syndrome, burnout, and hyperthyroidism, and recovering from all of these via feeding and healing my mitochondria. I believe, and the latest science agrees, that all of our energetic problems, no matter what they are due to mitochondrial dysfunction. This is wonderful news because now we know this, we can learn how to heal. It took me 4 years to recover, and I don't want that for you or for anybody else. So today I'm sharing 3 powerful ways to actually signal safety to your cells and start the repair process while barely moving. Why have I said barely moving? Well, because when we're in the deepest, darkest pits of our burnout or fatigue or whatever it is, it's difficult to move. It's difficult to get out of the house. Yeah, we might want to go for a sauna, but we can't. We might want to go for a walk, but we can't. We might want to cook a nutritious meal, but we can't. So this is about looking at the things that we can do. And yes, eating well and yes, exercising are amazing healing tools for mitochondria, but they are not the only tools. And there are so many ways that we can go into this process. And this is what I am sharing today. So number one is the light snack, not food, actual light. Okay, so this is the first tool, light, not the blue light from your phone, proper daylight. Your mitochondria they need this infrared light to make energy. It is a nutrient for them. But here is the catch, you cannot get this through a closed window. Modern glass blocks the specific healing rays that your cells need. Sitting behind glass, it's like trying to charge a solar panel with a blanket over it. It filters out the medicine and leaves you in a state of biological confusion. So, what is the fix? Ideally, sit outside for 10 minutes in the morning, even on a grey, cloudy day. The light energy is there. Now, if you can't sit outside, if you've got nowhere to sit, if you can't even sit on your doorstep, if you don't have a doorstep or a balcony, then try opening the window, sitting in front of an open window. That is going to be better than just sitting in front of a window. Now, then, do not underestimate the power that this can have on your system. And look, right now it's winter in the UK. I'm not in the UK anymore. I am in Asia, but all my friends and family are there. And I know how cold it is. I know how dark it is. I know how depressing it is. So here is a cozy alternative fire. So a wood burner, an open fire, or even a few beeswax candles emit the same red and infrared light spectrum as the sun. How crazy is that? How wonderful is that? So, staring into a fire isn't just relaxing for your brain, it is literally feeding your cells the light spectrum they are starving for. Now, number one, what will be most powerful, it is getting in that window, getting in front of that window in the morning. But if you just can't do that, if you don't have access to that, this is the second option. Number two, the magnesium soak. The second tool is magnesium, but not another pill. So your body makes energy, ATP, using magnesium. Without it, the engine simply won't start. Burnout and stress deplete magnesium rapidly, and perimenopause makes it harder to absorb through your gut. So the fix is a magnesium foot bath. Why feet? Because your skin is a massive absorption organ. It drinks up the mineral, bypassing your gut entirely. Why not a full bath? Because let's be honest, sometimes running a full bath, getting wet and drying off uses up more energy than we have, or it can just be too overstimulating. So, how to do it properly? So, you don't need to do this every day. In fact, don't, or your feet might dry out. But aim for 2 to 3 evenings a week, just half a cup of magnesium flakes in a warm bowl of water while you watch TV. That's it. The magnesium fuels the battery, and the warm water draws blood away from a busy brain and down to your feet, grounding you instantly. And finally, number 3, Yoga Nidra, non-sleep deep rest. So regular listeners will know that this is one of my favorites, and I am actually a Yoga Nidra meditation teacher. And I've actually got a playlist of Yoga Nidras that you can check out on my channel. I made one recently specifically for unmasking and neurodivergent women, and it's only short, so take a look at that if you're interested. So first of all, this is not yoga. There is no moving, there's no stretching. You just lie down and listen. That is it. So, Yoga Nidra is a specific type of guided rest that keeps your mind awake while your body sleeps and heals. Current research suggests that this state is the fastest way to switch off that cell danger response that I mentioned earlier. It sends a biochemical signal to your mitochondria that says the war is over, it is safe to produce energy again. So, listen, I know that you're not only exhausted, you're probably exhausted about thinking about getting energy back and trying so many things and maybe getting some energy back and then relapsing. And I know you're just tired of it all. And I just want to say that you won't feel like a new woman overnight with these. Like healing at the cellular level is a gentle process. It is gentle and it takes time. But if you stack these 3 things, the nourishing light, the magnesium through the skin, and the deep nervous system rest, and I do encourage you to do the Yoga Nidra every day, by the way, you might just find that in a week or two, that fog starts to lift a little. You might just find you have enough energy to start thinking about moving again. You don't need to run a marathon to heal. I am proof of that. You just need to show your cells that they are safe. So, finally, I want you to look at these 3 things not just as emergency medicine for when you crash, but as your essential toolkit for life. The reality is, being neurodivergent in a neurotypical world is expensive energetically. It costs us more just to exist, to process the sensory input, and to navigate daily life. Because our operating costs are so much higher, our charging rituals need to be stronger. Whether it's stealing 10 minutes of firelight or soaking your feet on a Sunday afternoon, these are the rituals that keep your battery out of the danger zone in the long run. If this video made you feel a little bit hopeful or you found any value in it at all, I'd love for you to subscribe and perhaps like the video. It's a small thing, but liking and commenting really does help the algorithm show this video to other exhausted women who are currently maybe lying down in the dark looking for answers. Thank you so much for listening, and you take care of your precious cells.